Hello and welcome to the 72's YouTube channel, where today we're going to be predicting the top 6 teams in League One this season. So let's get straight into it, shall we? 6th place in League One. I'll let you get started. Adam, who you got?
I've got Bolton. Yeah, it's more of a I hope they get in there, to be fair, than do I think they'll get in there, because I just think, the last 10, 11 games have been probably the most informed side in the league after arguably Rotherham. And just, it's been a long process for Ian Evatt in League Two, where obviously he was at Barcelona, went to Bolton. They had a slow start there, very slow start. After I said they'd win the league by record points, they finally came third, and now he took them to League One. And I feel as if it's just been like 2 years of playing just good football. And Bolton fans like what they see. Obviously, we played them a few weeks ago and they battered us 6-0. Since then, actually, I think since then they might have lost 2 games, but they've won a few as well. They've just played the best football in the league. And I think like Marlon Fossey, Dapo Afolayan, Dion Charles. Yeah, these players are all coming together at the right times. Santos at the back, the keeper, Trafford, or
young man, James Trafford.
Yeah, it's just the team just looks good. Lee is out playing blind. They've got probably the best midfielders in the league, arguably. You could say them, MK Dons and Rotherham. Just all throughout, it's a good team. And I think if they were to hit the playoffs, it would look as if like they've been the underdogs. But really, if you look at the team, they should be there. They've got a really good team, so I'd like them to come 6th. Like I say, whether or not I think they will, it's more based on I hope they come 6th.
Yeah, I would like to see Bolton back into the Championship at least, because they've got such a history, haven't they? Such a decent fan base. But anyway, my 6th place team, I've gone for Plymouth. I like Plymouth. I think they're a good team. I think they'd be a good addition to the Championship. The reason I've gone for them is because they've got a decent run in. Looking at the fixtures left, I think they can pick up a fair few points in the last 13 or so games of the season. Lost the last 2 last time out against Rotherham, but they put on a good show against probably what is the best team that League One might have seen in the last 10 or so years, wouldn't you say? I like how Stephen Schumacher's come in after Ryan Lowe. I think many people thought after Lowe left for Preston, I thought many people would think Plymouth would drop off. But, Schumacher, he's not changed a lot, but he's come in and he's kind of carried on the good work that was in place with a few of his own changes. I think Plymouth look good. I think they've got some good young players coming through, and I think they can just about pinch 6th place, but it's going to be difficult. So many teams running for that 6th spot. Who you got in 5th?
Again, whether or not I think they will, I just hope they are Sunderland. I don't know, just that win against Wigan, it's lifted us all a bit. But again, it's only our 2nd win in about 12 games. But I was at the game, there was 5,000 of us. I'm not even sure we played that well, to be fair. I think Wigan was just awful. 2 penalties by Ross Stewart, top goal scorer. He's probably going to go on to get about 26, 27 now. Pritchard, again, if there's a better player in this league, then I'd love to see him than Alex Pritchard. Bailey Wright back amongst the goals. A young lad, actually I don't even know how old he is, RB, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce his second name, Jamajija or something. He's from Kosovo. I think that's his first game he's played for us in about 2 years since we've signed him. He was fantastic, to be fair. Real aerial threat. He had a good partnership with Bailey Wright, and it was good to see, because Callum Doyle's going to have a good career, but he's only a boy, and we've chucked him in to League One, and we've just basically asked him to play like 35 games in the row. It's not possible. He was always going to start leaking goals. So yeah, I think Sunderland will come 5th. We've got a good run in as well, and we've got Charlton at the weekend. Then I think we've got 2 of the easier teams. Might be like Crewe and Gillingham, Fleetwood and Crewe. And then we've Gillingham, Shrewsbury, Cambridge and Morecambe. They should be maximum points from them. And if we drop points against the likes of Rotherham, maybe drop a couple of points against Lincoln, it's all okay. Well, it should get us over the line and get us in 5th.
Yeah, I won't say too much on Sunderland because they are in my top 6, but I've actually got Sheff Wednesday in 5th. I think we've talked about Sheff Wednesday before, haven't we? And how they're coming good after the turn of the year because they've got such a big squad and they've still got so many injuries to players like Josh Windass, Tyrese John-Jules, who they only brought in last month. They've got so many injuries piling up, but they're still getting wins on the board, and that's because they brought in so many players over summer and last month, but summer in particular. And Darren Moore, he's been here before, and he's been in League One. He's been in the top 6 in League One, but whether they've got the I don't know if Sheffield Wednesday have the cutting edge to kind of earn promotion. Like you look at teams like Rotherham, Wigan, these teams have got players who can win games single-handedly. You look at Sheff Wednesday, maybe Barry Bannon, but I don't even think he's been as good as he could be this season. I don't see a player in that Sheff Wednesday team who can, win these matches, who can pop up with a goal in the playoff semi-final or the final. So I think a top 6 finish would be a good achievement for Moore and Sheff Wednesday this season, but I don't think it goes further than that for me.
No. To be fair, that's fair enough. I think Sheffield Wednesday will finish above Sunderland. I think that's the only reason I've got them 5th. Who have you got 4th?
I've got Sunderland in 4th. Like you said, I think that win against Sunderland, against Wigan, sorry, I didn't see the game, but it's such a statement win, isn't it? Like that win alone.
That's what I was thinking.
Season.
Yeah.
So I think Sunderland will finish 4th. I'd like to see them go up to the Championship, but again, same thing as Sheff Wednesday. Kind of, they got Ross Stewart, but how heavily have you relied on him this season?
Honestly, he's an absolute joke. And I put on Instagram the other day, and a few of my mates who aren't Sunderland fans were like, "What was that about?" Ross Stewart will play in the Premier League one day, and so will Jay Matete. It's just last season we got Charlie White went to Wigan. We told all the Wigan fans, look, he's not very good. I don't care how many goals he scored for us, he's not very good. And they didn't believe us. And now we've got a striker who scores goals. His all-round game's fantastic. He's such a clever footballer. And he'll continue scoring goals. And, if we don't get promoted, he'll be in the Championship next season. And in the Championship, he'll get 15 to 20 goals. I'm confident if he was to play every game for a decent side there. And then you never know, Burnley.
Burnley would be calling, wouldn't he? He's a class player, isn't he? Class player. Signed under Lee Johnson, obviously. Do you think he's the best thing to come out of Lee Johnson's tenure, maybe?
I don't know. Have I spoke about Lee Johnson on here yet? Or not? I can't remember. But I'm not against Lee Johnson, to be fair. I wouldn't have got rid of him. Wouldn't have sacked him, to be fair. So I don't know. There's a lot of good things that came out of Johnson. I feel he completely just changed the squad, completely changed the style of football we play. So Ross Stewart's just part of that, definitely. In 4th, I've gone Sheffield Wednesday, and to be fair, there's nothing to say about that. That you haven't already touched on. I think they're just like you say, they're coming into the form right at the right time. And you saw Blackpool last season. The team that will get promoted to the Championship will always be the team that creeps up and gets into the playoffs at the right time and in the right form. And you've only got to be fair, you've only got to win one game of football in the playoffs, because you could draw both games and go through on penalties and then win the finals. And I think Sheffield Wednesday are capable of that. So in 3rd, I've gone for MK Dons. I mean, Oxford are missing out. The reason I've got Oxford missing out is because, and it sounds daft because they've won so many of the last 8-9 games, but I just think they're running. They've got Pompey up next, and then they've got Ipswich in a couple of weeks' time, and then they've got a hard run in. 4 of the last 6 is Plymouth, Sunderland, MK Dons, Rotherham. That's 4 of the hardest teams in the league. So let's say they would only take like 5 or 6 points from them. The teams like Sunderland, Sheffield Wednesday, depending on their games, they can easily catch up with them. So in 3rd, I have gone for MK Dons. And I predicted at the start of the season, to be fair, when Russell Martin was still there, I said, considering they finished about 14th, 15th, I thought it was a good prediction by myself. I thought I knew they'd get playoffs. I said there's a really, really, really good chance that they'll get automatics. And to be fair, there still is, because Wigan's been poor as of late. Not in terms of maybe he's, they've won 3 of the last 5, but before that, they had a little stumbling block, and I feel as if, I don't know, they're not the same. I feel as if, I don't know, I'm not putting blame on Liam Richardson, but he's got a few things wrong lately, and he's definitely got it wrong in the Sunderland game. James McLean was never going to be a left back, and he was never going to perform well there. And like I say, they've got, MK Dons still to play. They've got Bolton still to play. They've got Ipswich. They've got Plymouth. They've got Portsmouth. This is Wigan. So there's a chance that MK Dons could come third. So I'm guessing you've got MK Dons third as well then.
Yeah, but I was just looking at their form. They've only lost 1 league game in 2022. And I think similar to how Schumacher's come into Plymouth and just carried on the good job that was done before him, Liam Manning's done the same at MK Dons. And I think I definitely think they'll achieve top 6. And if they don't get promoted, well, if they do, I think promotion might be a step too far for them. I think if they get promoted this season, they'll just come crashing back down. No matter how good they are, I think they need. Yeah, I think they need a season more building to last in the Championship. But I think at the end of the season, if there's some jobs going in the Championship or even at the top end of League One, I think Liam Manning will be high in a lot of clubs' list as a potential manager. But MK Dons have been classed this season. I think we've probably got the same top 2, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Wigan second, Rotherham first. You touched upon Wigan. I like Wigan. I think Liam Richardson's done a quality job. He's brought back that kind of feel-good factor to Wigan, haven't they? They had such a dark time going through administration, nearly dropping down into League 2. But they've started to get the fans back on board. They're playing decent football, playing a lot of like what you'd say like contemporary football. They're playing fast attacking stuff, and I think
never see it die either. The amount of times they've been getting beat or drawing, and they've scored a late goal, and it's always Callum Lang. Honestly, those late goals must have got them about 12 points over the season.
Yeah, they've got that. They've just got everything, haven't they? But I mean, Rotherham is crazy. 19 goals conceded in 34 league games, 61 goals scored, 75 points. They've just got goals all over the pitch, haven't they? Freddie Ladapo recently returned. What's he got, like 3 in his last 4? After, he got dropped because he handed in a transfer request, didn't he? But he's come back into the side. And I just think Rotherham have it all this season. Michael Smith, 24 goal contributions. That's 1 goal contribution more than Ross Stewart. But two different players, aren't they? But 2 quality players. So
Daniel Barles, he's been superb. When they went up a couple of years ago, he was playing obviously with Matt Crooks. Matt Crooks has got his move to better. But I feel as if Daniel Barles is took that step forward, and he's on set pieces now, and he's finding room in the box. He's finding the room that maybe Matt Crooks would have had before, because I think Matt Crooks got about 10 goals when Rotherham went up a couple of years ago, and I feel as if Barles has took that role on and probably is performing better.
Such a complete side, aren't they? Paul Warne as well, such a good manager. How many times has he done this in League One now? Wouldn't this be his 3rd promotion?
Yeah, here's a question though. When Rotherham do go up, do you keep Paul Warne, or do you say, look, thank you, but we want someone who's...
I could understand the thinking behind doing that, but I think the Rotherham board would have a mutiny on their hands if they got rid of Paul Warne after promotion.
That's the thing. They'll probably be happy to always be, you've got 20 teams in the Premier League, you've got 24 teams in the Championship. So they'll probably be happy to always be in the top 45 teams, won't they? Either winning the league or getting relegated from the Championship. So they probably won't make that decision. But if they've got real ambition, then it's something that they could certainly look at doing.
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say I don't think Warne should leave. I think he should get all the time he wants, to be honest, because
it's a similar situation to Peterborough.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Peterborough. I don't know. I think they kind of limped to promotion last year, didn't they? And they never really had a kind of long-term plan. I think Darren Ferguson was always kind of a stopgap, wasn't he? No matter how long he was in charge, he was always there to do one job, get them out of League One. Whereas Paul Warne, he's got like a clear and defined kind of philosophy, and he is Rotherham, isn't he? Transfer philosophy. He's got a long-term thing going. So, but yeah, I mean, if they go up and they do rubbish in the Championship next season, then you could ask me the same question again this time next year, and I'll probably be like, yeah, go get someone like Neil Warnock in if he's still knocking about, just try and get up into the Championship. But yeah, I think that. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was just to finish this episode off. Which team have you got going up out of the playoffs?
God. Out of the 4 I've picked, I'm MK on Sunderland, Wednesday, and Plymouth. I can't see any of them winning, but I mean,
no, me neither.
Obviously, one team's got to win, and
because you think you've got to win over 2 legs, and they've got to win in the final. If you go,
is it
I'd probably say
third
Sheffield
place?
Wednesday. Actually, probably Sheffield Wednesday or Sunderland.
Yeah, I'd only say Wednesday because of the amount of players they've got and the amount of players that have coming back in time for the playoffs, like Josh Windass. And
but then you look, Sunderland beat them 5-0 at the Stadium of Light.
I know that's the thing. League One's even
then
more.
Sheffield Wednesday beat Sunderland 3-0 at Hillsborough.
Anything could happen. I mean, we could have this top 6 completely wrong for all we know, but that's the kind of beauty of it, isn't it? So, yeah, let's conclude the episode as ever. If you've liked the video, drop us a like, comment, say who you think will make the top 6 in League One, and join us very soon for another episode of The 72 Show.